What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and it's been an interesting time in interruptions in terms of what's going on at at various comedy shows or gatherings outside of colleges or whatever the case may be. There seems to be no short supply of people willing to inject their me first type attitude into everything that's going on. And Jerry Seinfeld, I guess I don't know how active he is as a stand-up, how often he is out there doing stand-up comedy, but he expertly handled a heckler yesterday or the day before at a live show that he had. I mean, the reality is there's a time and a place for everything, and whatever this individual thought that they were gonna, that 30,000 people paid to go see Jerry Seinfeld, but really just wanted to hear their particular political opinions, they got an absolutely savagely rude awakening. Jerry Seinfeld took down a, quote, pro-Palestine supporter who heckled the comedian during his stand-up gig in an arena on Sunday night. Now, I want to point out, it's interesting how people are referring to this individual. Like, they're either a pro-Palestine person or an anti-Israel person. Depending on the newspaper or the news that's covering it, that's how they're supporting it. Because, the reality is there are people with genuine gripes against perhaps some of Israel's foreign policy, and they are in genuine support of, Palestine and for whatever reasons. And then there's this whole other section of quote unquote pro-Palestine people that are actually people that are just really have a problem with Jewish people like, Hassan Piker and things of that nature, who pretend to be pro-Palestine, but then when you get them in a heated, unscripted argument, all sorts of wild stuff comes out of their mouth. But, that's neither here nor there. The incident, captured on video, unfolded when an audience member interrupted Jerry Seinfeld with a provocative chant. As Seinfeld performed for the crowd, the heckler shouted, "Meh, for the river to the sea, meh, 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 meh." The outburst prompted immediate reactions from the audience, who demanded the protester get out and chanted "Jerry" in solidarity with the 70-year-old comedian. Security quickly intervened, escorting the heckler out as the audience erupted in boos. Well, the wild thing here is, again, what exactly does Jerry Seinfeld have to do with this? What does Jerry Seinfeld have to do with whatever the government there happens to be doing? He's obviously got nothing to do with it. The implication that, he should have anything to say about it is absurd. People were there paying to see a comedy show. They wanted to see a comedy show, not some one dork screaming his political chants. And on top of that, by the way, hilariously, that guy paid to be there. So that guy paid to get in. I'm going to see if I can find the video here because it's pretty hilarious.
We have a genius, ladies and gentlemen.
By the way, Jerry Seinfeld expertly points out, paying money to go to a Jerry Seinfeld comedy show doesn't really help anything. It doesn't free anybody. It doesn't free any hostages. It doesn't solve any foreign policy. It literally does nothing.
He solved the Middle East. He solved it.
Yeah, he did.
Jewish comedians, that's who we have to get. They're the ones doing everything. Yeah, go ahead, keep going. They're going to start punching you in about 3 seconds. So try and get all of your genius out so we can all learn from you.
Again, pointing out perfectly, showing up. Again, the optics is, a very, it's something that the left really struggles with. If you look at, basically a lot of these college campuses, this kind of stuff where They just look completely entitled and unhinged. You know, the ones that are like, we demand humanitarian DoorDash and all that kind of stuff, which is what happens.
It's a comedy show, you moron.
It's a comedy show, you moron, he says. By the way, none of these people are signing up to go on over to Palestine to fight on their behalf or, you know, literally do anything other than scream out like children in the audience of a comedy show that everyone's just trying to go and relax at.
Yeah, this is so important. Imagine, by the way, imagine if this guy actually did solve the
People are just like, shut up, dude. This is a huge arena full of people, too.
So, you're really influencing everyone here. We're all on your side now because you have made your point so well and in the right venue. You come to the right place for a political conversation.
I mean, that's quite frankly the reality, right? Like, that's what exactly did this person think he was going to do? Like, again, their whole argument is, you know, yeah, well, you're talking about it now. See, you're talking about it now. It's, you know, that's why we do it. Yeah, but everyone's making fun of you. Like, we're talking about it, but we're not helping your cause. There's nobody here that thinks what you're doing is smart, or nobody thinks what you're doing is well educated. No, you're not changing any minds.
Tomorrow we will read in the paper, Middle East 100% solved thanks to man at the Kudos Arena stopping
At the Kudos Arena.
comedian. They stopped him, and everyone in the Middle East went, "Oh my God, let's just get along. We can't do that." Because I know there are problems here with indigenous Aboriginal people and the white people. They have problems here. So maybe to solve that, I will screw up Jim Jeffries in a show in New York.
Jim Jeffries is an Australian comedian who, by the way, has long since been disgraced. But, you know, nonetheless, like, again, it does nothing. Seinfeld took down the pro-Palestine supporter who heckled the comedian during a Sydney stand-up gig. The incident, captured on video, unfolded when an audience member erupted in Seinfeld with a provocative chant, blah, blah, blah. Security quickly intervened, escorting the heckler out. Imagine what they paid to do that, too. I suppose someone probably paid for their ticket. Seinfeld, known for his sharp wit, did not miss a beat. "We have a genius, ladies and gentlemen," he quipped sarcastically. He solved the Middle East. The seasoned comedian then launched into a scathing satire about the heckler's approach. It's the Jewish comedian that we've got to get. They're the ones doing everything. I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised that, you know, this is like a 12, a single digit, you know, a single digit IQ issue here. There's obviously something wrong. What this individual, you know, they have problems here. The comedian told The Times that back in December 2023, and a little over 2 months after everything began, he lived and worked in Israel when he was 16. And by the way, again, Jerry Seinfeld, who is, you know, happens to be Jewish, I guess it doesn't really surprise me, right? Like, it doesn't really surprise me at all, right? That he might have the alliances that he does. And I guess at the end of it, you know, you see here, most recently, dozens of Duke University students walked out of their own commencement ceremony. Who does that own, right? Like, who actually wins here? Is it who loses? Your parents, who, you know, traveled and probably paid for your education or took out many loans in order for you to go to college and participate in that. Are you sticking it to Israel in some way, shape, or form? I don't I don't think so. That doesn't make any sense. So again, it's just stupid. Following Jerry Seinfeld around and making yourself look like a moron is not really, again, I am an impartial third party. I just, civilians on both sides, just like I would have, my opinion of everything that's going on in Ukraine and stuff like that. I only care about the civilians involved. I don't have any direct interest or stake in what's going on with their governments showing up at a concert or a music festival or a stand-up comedy show where nobody wants you there and then ruining the night isn't going to create a lot of supporters for your cause. That's just what's so stupid about these idiots. Like, going there and screaming that doesn't help your cause. It doesn't make me want to listen to you. It makes me want to make fun of you. It makes me want to laugh at you. It makes me want to talk about how stupid you are. It doesn't make me want to back your cause. But anyway, good on Jerry for not letting it ruin his night. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.